Working, that's working. The stream key is obviously working. So I don't know what. I mean, going live? Maybe? You're live. Am I live? It says an error occurred.
But it also says live down at the bottom.
Yeah, it says I'm live, but it also says that there's like an error going on. Please try again later. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Is anyone out there on the internet that is watching this and can hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? See, I don't know what's going on. There's an error occurring, but...
So you have viewers.
It says I'm live.
You have viewers.
Okay. Can anyone hear or understand the sound of my voice? Hello, hello. Hello. Anybody? You can? You can see me and hear me? Yes? Can see you and hear you. Holy crap, really? Then why did you say it's not working on my side?
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
Curse you, YouTube.
You can still do your thing.
I guess. Okay, alright, hey! We're live! So apparently this is working. We can hear you. Yep. Okay. All right. We're doing this. I can't see what the hell I'm doing on screen, but apparently you guys can. So that's what matters. Thank you. Hey everybody. I'm Taylor, and I'm the Stargate Guy, where I talk to you about everything and anything Stargate. Welcome to another live stream. Apparently you guys can see and hear me, which is awesome. That's what matters. So I'm sick. So this is going to be very interesting. So please bear with me while I am sick and doing this live stream. It's very enjoyable to have a cold. So anyway, how this works, if you have not joined the live stream before, is that we talk about a topic. I talk to you about my thoughts and theory of the day, and then we go to the wonderful comment section, which for you guys would appear over there on that side of the screen. I think. Yep. And then we go to you guys, and you guys comment on it, and then we just kind of have a Q&A, kind of BS back and forth, and have a good time. Okie dokie? Okie dokie. Awesome. And I love so many people in the chat here that I recognize. Mad Dragon, what's up? Dustin Beard, good to see you again, man. Miranda, hi Miranda. Yeah. Brain Shatter, good morning. I think you're... I don't think I've seen you in a live stream before, Brain Shatter. But good morning. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, Dragonware44. This is the first live stream that you've caught. Good job. Congratulations. I see you in the comments all the time, and I love reading your comments. So thank you for coming to the live stream. So, let's get down to business. The question of the day was Ra on Asgard. Now, obviously, Ra, the Goa'uld, was not, strictly speaking, a Asgard per se, but let's get into this, because I theorize that he was an Asgard. Now, in order to go into this, we need to remind ourselves about the nature of the Goa'uld and how the Goa'uld operate. So the Goa'uld are a parasitic race of snake-like beings that burrow into a host body and gain possession and control of that host body. And when that kind of blending occurs, the word that Tok'ra uses, when a blending occurs, then the Goa'uld that is possessing its host can gain access to the knowledge and the experience of their host. Okay? So, the difficulty is that a host can fight back. As we see with Skara, Skara is a prime example. Skara had a very strong mind, and he pushed back against the Goa'uld Chlorel in order to try to gain repossession of his body. Shara was another one, okay? So the host can fight back. And Dustin, thank you so much. You're awesome, man. Dustin Beard, $10 super chat. Take my money, damn it. I will take your money. Thank you very much. So, for those of you who are not aware, there's a way for you to donate to help keep the channel going on the super chat. There's a little dollar sign underneath the comment box, and you can go there and you can type in whatever amount you want and a comment, and I will definitely see it, and they're all greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Back on track. Wait, where was I? Oh yeah, back on track. The host can fight back, okay? So that poses some risk to the Goa'uld symbiote who is taking control of the body. All right. Chlorel wanted to spend more time in the sarcophagus in season 2, episode 1, The Serpent's Lair, when Scar was really fighting back at him and helping him to like not raise the shield quite in time. Well, he did, but Chlorel was saying that he wanted to spend more time in the sarcophagus so that he can gain more control of Skara. Okay, so the host can fight back, posing damage potentially to the Goa'uld symbiote. So, this comes back to the Goa'uld, who have the Goa'uld taken as hosts. Now, on the Goa'uld's home planet, we know that there is a race of species, that's weird, that there is a species, blame it on me being sick, that there's a species called Unas. Now, the Unas are reptilian-like species, that they're very strong, okay, and that the Goa'uld can take possession of the Unas, and as we know from Tilk, and as well as from the episode, Thor's Hammer, and the one where, Tilk is thought of being a witch. I don't want to say too much because it's spoiler for her back there. But anyway, that the Unas were the first species that the Goa'uld take possession of, which makes sense because they developed on the same planet. Now, the Goa'uld can take possession of other types of beings, such as humans. Now, although the success rate in taking a human is not guaranteed 100%, hence the need for Jaffa. Jaffa with, the little pouch incubators where they put the Goa'uld symbiote in it. That helps the symbiote to have more of a higher success rate when taking over a human host. Am I making any sense? Or, I'm hoping that this is making logical sense. My line of thought here. If it doesn't, I blame it on being sick. That's going to be my crutch for today, by the way. So, the Goa'uld can take possession of other species, not just Unas and humans. Okay, although that could pose potential damage to the Goa'uld symbiote if it tries to inhabit another type of being due to species compatibility, as well as to the strength of the host's mind. Okay, so next, going on to the Asgard. We know that the Asgard have been at kind of war with the Goa'uld going back who knows how long, okay? But that eventually they formed a treaty, kind of like an armistice agreement, where the Asgard have control of some planets, the protected planets, and the Goa'uld can kind of like pillage and plunder and do whatever they want with the rest of the galaxy, as long as they don't cross the line and come over into the protected planets. And when they do, then the Asgard can totally come in and kick their ass and, beat them out of the solar system. But that treaty was not always in place. So, before treaties are in place, there's usually a wonderful thing called a war, where two parties are trying to, kill each other, right? So the Goa'uld and the Asgard were at war before they created this treaty. So, being at war with a intergalactic species, it would make logical sense for the Goa'uld to try to get as much intel about them and their technology as possible. The Goa'uld being parasitic races in nature, they like to get other people's technology and knowledge for their own and kind of co-opt it and make it their own in order to be better and more godlike. Okay, so they claim the gate system was their own, even though it wasn't. They, potentially, we don't know for sure, but they potentially took the hot talk from a different species and made it their own. Okay, that's what they do. So, I theorize that Ra, the Goa'uld, before coming to Earth, found a way to capture an Asgard enemy. And as an attempt, a risky attempt, to get knowledge of Asgard technology, to get knowledge of Asgard strategy in the war, to get knowledge of the Asgard as a whole, their strengths, their weaknesses, Ra implanted himself into the Asgard that he captured. Now, the Asgard that he captured would naturally be strapped to a board or a bed or something where he could not, get away or get up and run around, right? So, Ra implanted himself into this Asgard in the hope of getting this Asgard technology and knowledge and all this goodness. But the Asgard fought back. With the strength of mind of the Asgard versus Ra, I theorized that Ra was getting severely damaged by this blend, and that he was becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. And while this blend was happening, he was in charge of this Hatak, or of this ship, and he ordered the ship to fly off into space. That was kind of unknown to the Goa'uld for safety reasons while he's attempting this very risky thing. And so while they were flying in this unknown region, they stumbled upon Earth, and they found the species, and they ringed up a member of the species and found out that they would be very compatible with the Goa'uld and that their bodies are very easy to repair, human bodies. So Ra, when he was strong enough to leave one host and enter into another, he chose to leave that Asgard that he was trying to get knowledge from into the human host to recover and to gain his strength, and as that, enter into that new host. So the question then becomes, why do we not see a bunch of Asgard technology or knowledge being gained by the Goa'uld over the past 10,000 years at the point where Ra would have done this thing? And the answer really comes down to the strength of the Asgard mind. We know that the Asgard might be very narrow in their thinking, but they are very intelligent beings, and that they do have a strong mental prowess. So, the Asgard that was being a host to Ra temporarily, I theorize, put up enough of a fight to stave off Ra, and he might have given Ra some strategic knowledge of the battle that was going on, but no technological knowledge. And Ra, having gained that strategic knowledge, not only did he find the humans and was able to do that, but using that strategical knowledge of what was going on at the time with the battle of the Asgard and the Goa'uld, he was able to use that knowledge in order to gain more control and hence become the most powerful Goa'uld system lord out of the bunch of them. He used that expert knowledge that only he would know from attempting this very risky blending in order to win a couple of battles during the war and set himself up to be the most powerful Goa'uld out of all the system lords. So that's kind of my thinking there. That's kind of the basic strategy of how Ra was an Asgard at a time, not always. And that would explain why in the original movie we have an Asgard-like being seen on screen, and that would explain technically that why they were in the narration and stuff that Daniel Jackson was giving when they came to Earth, that the species was a dying race. Well, the Asgard are a dying race. They cannot really reproduce, and they already set themselves way down the path of having the genetic degradation and disease that would eventually wipe out their entire species. So they would technically be a dying race. They just didn't realize it 10,000 years ago. Okay? So that part of Daniel Jackson's narrative would be true. Also, the visual on the inside wall of the Stargate movie and as well as the scenes that we see of this alien species look vaguely Asgard. As we know, the Asgard has changed shape and form over at least the past 30,000 years. 30,000 years ago, we see an Asgard host look more like us. They were a lot taller. They were able to sexually reproduce. Their heads were more kind of human-like shaped, except kind of bulging at the top and at the back. Whereas the Asgards now, they're a lot shorter, they're a lot skinnier, they're more frail, but they still have the same cognitive brain capacity. So the Asgard that we see within the Stargate movie is kind of a half step between the Asgard 30,000 years ago and the Asgard today. It's kind of a mix. It is not as short as the Asgard today. The brain is not as weird, bulbousy looking as the Asgard today, but more so than the one 30,000 years ago. It seems, looking at the pictures, and I wish on a live stream I could show you guys the pictures to help make my argument. But it seems like a good half step there. So that really comes down to the end of the movie when the nuke goes off and we see the Asgard-like being inside of the human-like being. Or inside the human. We know it's a human-like being. It's just human. Well, that comes down, in my theory, that comes down to just plain storytelling. Because if you look at the actual scene and you freeze frame it, the Asgard-like being cannot, yes, this is live, the Asgard-like being cannot fit inside of the human. If you freeze frame it, if you just consider the head of the Asgard, it will not be able to fit inside of a human skull. It wouldn't happen. Okay? It doesn't fit into there. I mean, it's not a freaking TARDIS. It's not bigger on the inside. Okay? It's a finite amount of space. So, it doesn't really make sense. Just looking at the head, looking at the rest of the body, I mean, what? The Asgard have exactly the length of limbs to fit inside of the human arm to have control of the fingers? No. I mean, it doesn't work like that. It's symbolic. In storytelling, it was just a symbolic thing by the director and the producers of showing that this being was inside the human. Because literally speaking, it would not fit. Okay? So that explosion, it kind of sees the past life, because when you die, theoretically, you're supposed to, like, have flashbacks to your life, okay, and have it be, like, I don't know, a thing. I don't know, I almost drowned twice, and I didn't really have that too much. But anyway. But yeah, so it was more of an aesthetic artist choice rather than a actual literal one. Because the actual literal one doesn't work. It doesn't fit. Okay? So that's my theory as to how Ra was in Asgard. How Ra gained as much power as he did using that Asgard knowledge to help set himself up in the war to be better than the other Goa'uld. As well as the finding of the human race would also greatly help set him up in that regards to being the most powerful Goa'uld system lord out there. So anyway, that's my basic thought. There's probably one or two more points that I can't remember right now because, sick. I'm using that as my crutch. So let's go to the comments here and let's see what you guys think about this theory. And then we'll go into kind of a Q&A, have fun, BS around kind of thing. Alrighty. So, man, there's a lot of comments here already. Hey, Fred, how you doing? Wardog99 can see you and future Miss Stargate Woman.
Hello.
You're on camera, by the way.
Yeah. There's nowhere else to sit.
Well, yeah, that's...
You only have one couch.
I only have one couch, yes, and it's, like, directly behind me. It's the part of working for the government as a social worker. You don't have a lot of money for more couches. Mad Dragon, damn it, why can't you stream later? And I'm working until 8 p.m. British time. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, you can come back later and watch the live stream whenever you want. I mean, that's a positive thing, I guess. Let's see here. Coffee is in Asgard. Yo, glad to meet you. Little? Hello, Little. Let's see here. Marcus, sounds like an interesting theory. Thank you. Fred Gilliam, my question is, how was Ra able to get the best of an Asgard enough to possess him? Well, that's a really tricky part. Because really it is intentionally trying to capture an Asgard, which, I don't know, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, you could take over, you could try to penetrate the ship and try to capture an Asgard and take it out in a cargo ship. You could try to intercept a smaller Asgard spacecraft when it was going to another planet. You could try to do a kind of kidnap operation where you grab some, at that point it would be Unas, and they kind of break into a ship and then kind of like steal an Asgard and bring him back. I mean, as far as exactly how did he capture it in the first place, I'm not sure. It is theoretically possible, though. The Asgard are not all-powerful beings that cannot be captured. I mean, come on. They're not perfect. And that's what I was pointing out with the, their idiots videos, that they're not perfect. Let's see here. Cohen Gagan, I've always wondered, do the Jaffa naturally have a pouch, or are they engineered? As we see in the episode Hathor, Hathor being a queen, that there is the technology to modify the human DNA to create the symbiote pouch, as we see her try with Jack. So, that goes into a little bit of another theory. According to Tilk on Dakara, that is where the Goa'uld gave the Jaffa their lasting strength and virility. And so I theorize that technology that can modify a human DNA, that if that is not treated right away, then it can become permanent and it is inheritable. So if they... If the Goa'uld got enough human together and they modified their DNA to become the Jaffa with a little pouch, and they have babies and babies and babies and babies and babies, then that DNA, that trait, passes on. So they're essentially human with just a small alteration to incorporate the biological need for a symbiote pouch and that reliance upon the Goa'uld symbiote as a immune system. So I hope that answers your question. Dragonware 44, Kendra from Thor's Hammer had the most influence over her snake than other hosts. That is very true. She had a very stronger mind than most hosts. Takurus Davis, I heard this theory before and I agree. I am curious about your take on it. You've heard my take on it. This theory was actually the very first video that I ever shot about Stargate. On my original channel, Beard vs. Geek, was Raw and Asgard, the first video I ever made. So I wanted to bring it over to this channel, but I didn't know how, so I used a live stream as a cool workaround. Let's see here. Kevin Tran, this is a totally different question and topic, but Stargate Guy, at the beginning of Atlantis, why didn't the expedition pack Zat guns as part of their sidearms? They're scientists? I don't know. The military personnel were more comfortable with the 9mm than they were with the Zat. As well as they didn't know exactly what they were getting into. So having the ability to send things is not always helpful than just killing it. Plus, it's a little redundant because going story-wise, as the writers and everything looking forward, all of the Wraith weapons are stunner weapons anyway. So having a Zat kind of defeats the purpose of taking over the Wraith weapons and incorporating that in. Yeah, that could be it. Silent Killer, hey, what's up? Pork Chops, wasn't Tilt's son on his way to getting the belly hole for his worm, Buddy Butt? So he was about to have the symbiote input into him. Ryak was born with a symbiote pouch. But as a kid, your immune system kind of sticks with yourself until you start to get into puberty and maturity, and then your immune system starts to diminish, and you need a symbiote at that time. So yes, you're born with a pouch, but you don't actually need the symbiote until you're a little bit more mature. That's part of the body changes, with hormones, that kind of thing. I'm not going to get in there. Or read a book about that. Anyway, this isn't health class. I'll leave it at that. Destin Beard, season 1, episode 14. Hathor confirms that. Yep. Brain Shredder, I disagree, if only due to sloppy writing. Genetic memory means the son of Ra should have had knowledge of the Asgard if this was the case, but Herer didn't. So, very good point. I theorize that Ra's children was pre-discovery of humans. Okay? So, therefore, pre-assimilation of Asgard. Alright? Because, going back at ancient Egyptian archaeology, you had Ra, Hathor, Herer, Anut, all of these other, Egyptian deities, all showing up in the archaeological record at the same time. there wasn't a big gap in between Ra showing up and then everyone else showing up. They all happened around the same time. Therefore, Ra would have had, his wonderful Goa'uld babies with the Queen pre-coming to Earth. And then everyone else kind of came to Earth, which would also explain why Ra didn't just flat out kill the other Goa'uld and why so many Goa'uld were in ancient Egypt. Because Ra, the father god, had, the babies that were Heru'ur and, all this other stuff. And wonderful, incest stories of mythology. And that's why, we have so many Goa'uld in one location, because they were all related. They all had Ra as the father. And therefore, he allowed them to come and take human hosts and take them away from Earth to populate their own other worlds, as long as he was in charge. Power play there. So anyway, that's my 2 bits on it. I don't know if that makes sense. I have a fever, so it might not make sense. Runner the Moose. Ra was the first Asgard/Goa'uld, hence the monopoly on advanced technology. The original Asgard was just the scout checking out to see the Goa'uld Unis homeworld. Yeah, good idea. Maybe. Fred Gilliam, maybe he did, but it probably was thousands of years ago, so Ra obtained less advanced Asgard technology. Yeah, so this was like 10,000 years ago. The Asgard would have developed more in 10,000 years. They aren't just stagnant. So yeah, that's a good thing to keep in mind. This was 10,000 years ago, and technology in Asgard changed, Whoa, it flipped out. What happened there? Man, I am so behind in the comments. Dragonware 44, if he transformed from an Asgard body to a human one, then when Ra died, he didn't turn into Asgard as he died. No. Well, I think you asked this before I went into it. But yeah, that was more of a storytelling device kind of thing. It was more of a symbolic kind of thing rather than a literal interpretation. Yeah. Running the Moose, I'd class this as canon. Thank you. There you go. That would be like a really cool for me, is if my theories got turned into canon later on down the road. I think that'd be cool. Anyway. Midor Ibishi? I don't know how to say her name. The theory is more or less in line with what I've been thinking. Thank you. Happy to help. It's plausible. Thank you, Silent Killer. John Peters, a woman who loves to watch Stargate. I think he means you.
Yep. I do. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Stargate woman, I think Stargate Gal works better. I think Stargate Gal works better too. Yeah. So you have the Stargate Guy and you have the Stargate Gal. Yeah.
2 G's.
Yeah, 2 G's.
2 G's.
2 G. I don't know. I'm not. I'm so yeah. I don't know what gangster or I don't know. I'm from Oregon, man. I don't deal with gangsters. We're getting off track. 2G. Wardog 99, I like your thoughts, but then I have a problem with it, by all means. If his objective was to blend with an Asgard, why did Ra not use a queen to make the transfer more successful? It would have taken more time. And, if you're in the middle of a war, you want as much intelligence as you possibly can, as quickly as you can get it. So he was willing to take the risk to himself in order to potentially become the most powerful Goa'uld in the galaxy. And it worked out well for him. That's my thoughts anyway. The whole point of using a queen is to gather DNA for a future host and make them more compatible. Yeah. So it would have taken more time. Joe Sazler. If it was far enough back, it's possible that the Asgard didn't know that the Goa'uld were a threat, and maybe even approached them as allies, and Ra tricked and betrayed one. Yeah, it could be. Wait, the pouch is genetic? Yeah, that's my theory anyway. The pouch is genetic for Jaffa. Sean Meyer, sounds good. Could Ra have gained a little bit of tech knowledge? Maybe. Yeah. But as far as Stargate, or not Stargate, as far as Asgard knowledge that we see currently in relation to the Goa'uld technology currently, there doesn't seem to be a lot of overlap. Or so I don't know if he actually got tech specs, just because there's not really a lot of overlap nowadays. But I don't know, it's theoretically possible. T. It jumped again. Sci-Fi Sith Dan, hello there, the Stargate Guy. Hello. Decaffeinated or caffeinated? T.
No caffeine in that one.
No caffeine in this one?
Not that one.
Okay, no caffeine. Yeah, it's lemon. No, that's peppermint.
That's peppermint, yeah.
Apparently, I can't taste anything. It's peppermint. Jeffrey Nahas, is Ra older than you? If so, why did he not suffer from senile illness? Because we blew Ra up. Ra got, boom. And it wasn't until like 15 years later that you started to show the signs of senile illness. So, I guess if we blew up you too. If we blew up you too. Anyway. Sorry, I pictured a completely different thing. But yeah, we blew up Ra before you. So, he didn't have to deal with senileness. Senileness? Is that a word? Senileness?
Senility?
Senility.
Senility? I don't know.
I don't know.
I've heard it both ways.
I've heard it both ways. See what I got put up with? Let's see here. And Java Bean said, good point. Wasn't you senility come from overuse of the sarcophagus? Yes, that does play a huge role in it. Let's see here. Emiliano Baroni. Emiliano Baroni. I take it that's Italian. Why did Earth symbol on the Stargate change? Why did Earth symbol on the Stargate change? And why is it a pyramid? Okay. So David and Reed, who founded Gate World and is now working for MGM over at StargateCommand.co, we talked about this a little bit at WonderCon this past weekend. And that, one of his bigger things, at least I think it was it David Reed? No, it wasn't David Reed. Although we did talk about something else about the Stargate. It was Will on the Stargate Superfan panel. He was talking about how when the gate that had the pyramid and the little sun over it, that gate blew up, okay, due to Anubis, okay, when season 6 with Jonas, and they took it into the atmosphere and right, and then they got the gate that they found in Antarctica and put over there. Well, the Antarctic gate had a symbol that was a big circle with a little line under it. But yet, after season 6, when the original gate blew up, okay, the symbol was not the big circle with the little line. It was back to the pyramid with the little circle over it. So, as a continuity thing, I guess, as a continuity thing and a branding thing, the show kind of glossed over the fact that although we changed gates, the symbols remained the same. So, I don't know, there's just something that he was complaining about, and I completely understand, but I don't know if that's what you were asking about, but I don't know. Let's see here. Kajun Woods, the Stargate Guy. Why or how did the System Lords forget about Earth? So, this goes into another theory of mine that I talked about on the video Goa'uld on Earth, or if Ra was still on Earth. Something like that. It has a thumbnail of Ra on it. It's in the theory section. That's a what if video. Basically, I theorized that Ra, he initially let people have humans, but then he kind of cut them off, and he kind of fought them back, and he used humans as a resource and as a supply chain in order to get power and favors with the other System Lords. So he kind of stifled off the supply of humans to the other Goa'uld in exchange for power, favors, that kind of thing. Because humans are kind of like cattle, and cheap workforce and easy to manipulate and get into. So that's how the other Goa'uld kind of left it in Ra's domain. Since Abydos was really close and Ra controlled Abydos, so it kind of makes sense for him to take over Earth too. And so he fought off everyone else, and eventually Ra, after the rebellion, Ra didn't really think it was worth it to deal with humans again. Or he could have been at war with Apophis or with someone else at the time, so he had bigger fish to fry. And so he just kind of like left them alone, be like, whatever. I got all the humans I need anyway. So that's they kind of forgot about it. And we're talking about thousands of years here. I mean, if you live for over 10,000 years, you're probably going to forget some stuff. I mean, granted, that's kind of a big thing, but I know people who have lost siblings, parents, grandparents, and they have a hard time remembering their face after 5 years. And that's someone you know, love, and care about, and you've known for decades. So I don't know. The Pentagon has lost countries. The Rock can lose planet, or the Goa'uld can lose planets. I mean, come on. Sci-fi sit down at the Stargate Guy, an Asgard fleet versus an ancient fleet in the straight up fight. Ancients will win, totally, hands down. I mean, come on. You have a handful of drones take out a Wraith Hive ship. It can take out a Hot Talk, no problem. Oh, holy cow! Nathaniel Pratt. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Nathaniel Pratt, $10 super chat. Thank you. Comment is, I love your work and keep it up. Also, congrats on your recent engagement. And I hope-ish, you a lifetime of happiness and good memories together. Thank you. I appreciate that. And, a couple of typos. That's cool. I get it. I mess up all the time. But yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see here. That's awesome. Thank you. Congratulations on getting engaged.
Hooray.
Hooray. She's excited. She's, really excited, as you can tell.
Oh, yeah. I am really excited. That came out so bad. Okay.
That came out bad.
I am really excited. I've just had enough coffee.
I promise you, I'm not forcing her to marry me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Wow. Ambria Straw, is this still live? Yes, it is. Hi. Hi.
Hola.
I'm live. Yes, I'm a dork. I'm a geek, actually. Thank you very much.
I'm the dork.
You're the dork. It's good to have labels in your relationship. Zoom at the Stargate Guy. What if Ra was the original Asgard and he used some kind of camo gear to make him look human? And when he decided he saw it breaking and we don't see that technology anywhere else. We don't see any sort of cloaking or camouflage technology anywhere else. Apart from the weird alien species that took a foothold in the SGC. So I don't really think that's likely. Sorry, dude. WarDog99, thank you for your work. I enjoy all your videos. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Mr. Bojangles. Here's an interesting one for you all. If you could choose any show to do a crossover with Rule being show... Wait, what? Okay, time out. What? Yeah, okay. With the rules being show must be made 1999 or 1997 through 2011 period, my vote would be Terra Nova, or it could be interesting. Okay, so what would a crossover show be with Stargate and another show that happened between 97 and 2011? Mine would be Eureka. I would love a crossover with Stargate and the sci-fi show Eureka. I think that would play in together very well, and that some of the scientists at Eureka could start working for the SGC, or you have some Goa'uld debris or something fall down around Eureka, and because they're working for the with the DoD anyway. So I don't know. I think that'd be a really cool crossover. I would love to see Jack O'Neill and and Sheriff Jack Carter, kind of work together. I think that'd be funny. But I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts on it. Good question. I like that. I haven't heard that. I have not considered that before. Are we talking about the Goa'uld Ra? Well, we were. Yeah, we were talking about Ra. Kohu Gali. Kohu Gali, I guess. I originally thought that the alien Ra had as a host was an Unas. I think that retcon would made much more sense. I think that retcon would make more sense. Yeah, well, the thing is with me is that on the Stargate movie, it more closely resembles an Asgard than it does an Unas. And the Unas aren't really a dying species. They were thriving on their home planet, but yet the Asgard were well on the path of being a dying species. So it seemed to fit better with me. Amherst Rawl got new coffee from Kofi. Yeah, there you go. Oh yes, by the way, so since you brought it up, I've been meaning to announce this for a while now. And I kind of did. So one of the ways that a person can help contribute to this channel to be more sustainable long term is to buy me a cup of coffee. It's kind of like a Patreon thing, except Ko-fi doesn't take any money from the creator, but Patreon does, kind of thing. So if you would like to donate to help the channel get going and to help it to be better, then go to www.ko-fi.com/the Stargate Guy. And a cool thing about that, what we started to do is that if you donate a cup of coffee a month, or 2 cups of coffee a month rather, that's like $6, then you get invited to a private live stream. That's just with the Ko-fi people and myself. We do a private live stream once a month. Last month was at WonderCon. So while I was at WonderCon, I pulled out the camera and we did a little live stream. I showed you guys around WonderCon a little bit. And that's up there too for only people who donate a cup of Ko-fi to me, or a cup of coffee. So there's a link in the description down below of all my videos. If you want to go check it out, I greatly appreciate it. And I look forward to doing a live stream just with the Ko-fi people later on this month. But yeah. Sorry, yeah. So, little Ko-fi break right there. Sorry, English is not my original language. That's fine, dude. Half of my audience does not speak English as a first language, and that's cool. Awesome. I only know enough other languages to say, hi, where's the bathroom, and insult you. So, you're doing better than me. What is true?
¿Dónde está el baño?
¿Dónde está el baño? El burro sabe más que tú. I'm sorry, Spanish speakers. I did not really mean you. That was a joke. Let's see here. Hephaestus rocks. Hey man, I really enjoy your content. Lots of really good info. A little bit of Stargate nerd myself. Hey, awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you like the videos. Misty Moonwillow, love your shirt. Heart. Raw was in Asgard? Question mark. What? Fascinating, and it works. Evil Asgard, worse than Loki. Whoa. Yeah. Oh. Thanks. I'm glad you like the jacket. Do a little chair modeling. So see, this is what happens when you deal with me live, is you deal with all my crazy shenanigans and stuff. So, I'm sorry. Shenanigans. Fred Gillum, that mini Stargate only worked once and went to one planet. Oh yeah, bubblegum tuna. Why were there no more mini Stargates after the Ascended made one in Carter's basement? Yeah, that was a one-time thing. He made Stargate out of toasters in the basement, and that was a one-time thing. It was super, disposable. Disposable Stargates. Jeffrey Nahas, how come Team Raw did not identify the GPM as a power source in Continuum? It glows, thus indicate that it has a power source. Because he's an idiot. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Okay. Oh, wow, I am way behind. I need to hurry up in my comments. Jason Provo, I live in Colorado Springs next to NORAD and went to Walmart the other day, and the manager at the Walmart, his name is Daniel Jackson. Oh, cool. How is Colorado Springs? Is Colorado Springs like an actual nice place to live? Because, I don't know, it seemed nice, but I don't know. I've just heard about it. Mr. Bojangles, they're both idiot Asgards and ancients. So who screws up first? Who screws up first, the chicken or the egg? The answer is they both do. I don't know. Everyone has a bit of idiot in them. Everyone has their moments. So there will be more idiot videos coming out. It's going to be a fun little series. It's remarkable to me, though, how serious people take some of the videos sometimes. So, the point of these videos is to entertain, educate, and bring people together. In that order. Okay? So, with the idiot videos, a lot of people took it very personal and really tried to get on my case about it. I just thought it was funny. But, it's just a funny video. Entertainment purposes primarily. At least for those. For other videos, it's education and bring people together. But anyway. Justin Riley, love your channel, man. Thank you. I'm glad someone is talking about Stargate stuff. Happy to do it, Justin. Love talking about Stargate stuff. I wish there were more people on YouTube that did that. Okay, that's less good cold. What it is. Let's see here. Big Boss. Hi, Big Boss. How you doing? I'm doing good. Except I'm sick. Miranda Tyler. So, when is Mrs. Stargate Guy going to start taking part in the discussion or taking part in the conversation with you?
I'm halfway through, or 3/4 of the way through season 2. So,
yeah.
When I know more about what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know if you got that. She's three quarters of the way through season 2, so whenever she catches up kind of thing. Mm-hmm. What are you working on anyway?
I'm reading the Bride's Essential Book of Lists.
Oh, okay.
I'm a list person.
You are very much a list person, yes. Okay. But no, we've had discussions about possibilities for content. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
It's actually sitting down and doing it.
Yeah. Well, I do have another camera if you want it. Just saying. Yeah. I don't want to push you into anything. We're working on it. I'll give you the same line that, Stargate Command gives everyone. We're working on it. Hi, off topic. Dude, we're already off topic. It's cool. Off topic. Alterans, I theorized that Merlin was an Ori spy, and in time he changed. No, I disagree. I think Merlin was very vehement about destroying the Ori, and he saw them as a potential threat down the line. I don't see him as a spy, because really, when it comes to the Ori, they're so fanatical that it's really hard to change a fanatic's mindset. Super freaking hard. So I just don't think that's likely, But I don't know. It would be an interesting storyline. I just can't think off the top of my head how that would, what would turn an Ori to give up all that power and control and everything, and then turn around, do a complete 180, and want to kill all the rest of the Ori. Like I don't know. I don't get it. Rocks. If SGU were to continue, what do you think would be the best way to do it? I'm working on a top secret project that talks about that. So you'll find out eventually.
Not allowed to say anything.
I'm not allowed to say it. Well, I'm allowed to say something. I'm not going to.
Wait, you're allowed to say something, but you're not going to?
About my own projects, yeah.
Oh, your own projects. Yeah.
My own projects, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. I just wasn't listening to the question right.
No, that's okay. You're working on wedding lists, so I'm okay with that. Zoom, at the Stargate Guy, I think Atlantis is a huge problem unless they use Atlantis as a new SGC. The Atlantis Gate will override the Earth Gate, or what do you think happened with Atlantis? I think that in the books, in the novelization, the Apocrypha, if you will, Atlantis ends up on the moon and kind of hanging out there, so the gates are kind of out of range of each other a little bit. But I think that since the Milky Way gate was specifically designed for Earth, I think the age of it, the kind of 1.0-ness, would kind of override the new gate system, I think. I don't know, I haven't really thought about that. That's a very good question. Yeah. I don't know. I have to think about that. Alex Roshi, what is your favorite character in Stargate? Daniel Jackson. Boom. He helped inspire me to go to college and to get 2 Bachelor of Science degrees in history and anthropology, as well as a museum study certificate. So, and he's a bit of a badass, you know. Yeah. Eureka's awesome. Man, I am way behind on my comments. I mean, because you guys going back to the little, crossover thing. Eureka's awesome. Yeah, Eureka is awesome. And a crossover with Warehouse 13. Awesome. Brain Shatter. This is Kirsten from San Diego with the ZPM. Oh, hey, dude, what's up? As a suggestion, at the next con, you get sent to, see if Stargate Command will let you have a live stream. Just hold it on the floor. So, oh yeah, dude, yeah. Okay, yes. So, with live stream at the convention, I asked about live streaming the Superfan panel, and they said no. They had their own planning, plotting, and scheming for it. I could record it. I could live stream it. But I did do live stream just for the Ko-fi people on the WonderCon floor, and we swung by the Stargate Command booth and talked to Kieran there and some good stuff. I love living in the city. Anyway. Let's see here. But yeah, so at the next convention, I'm going to ask about if I can do some more live streams, or just flat out do it. The difficulty is that without Wi-Fi, then it takes up a lot of data, and I don't want to pay $100 to do a live stream. But yeah, I'm going to. Yes, I like live streaming at conventions. I've only done 2 so far. The one for GateCon is on the channel, so you can go check that out to see GateCon 2018. Fred Gillum, I need everyone's opinion. If you know Star Trek, who would win, the Replicators or the Borg? Replicators. I think the Replicators would win. Because the Borg need to use their little tube things to inject nanites to try to, have, I don't know, to try to alter DNA stuff. And the replicator bugs, that would not work on the replicator bugs. It would work on the human form replicators, maybe. So I think ultimately the replicator bugs would overrule the Borg. My 2 cents, off the top of my head, kind of answer. Semi-Rhoda, OMG Live, hi!
Hola. Moose is like, what? He's on my lap.
Oh, we have a puppy dog. Okay. That's Moose, by the way, if you can see Moose.
Hello.
Yeah.
Now he's totally, what's going on? No.
It's okay, Moose. Let's see here. Man, I am way behind. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm way behind on the comments here. I need to catch up. Simi Rotha, I would love to support your work and the channel. Unfortunately, I cannot even pay my own bills completely or eat other. Dude, take care of yourself first, man. Like, honestly, take care of yourself first. Don't worry about giving money to me. Like, take care of yourself. Okay? Like, seriously. Okay? I'm not begging for money or anything. Like, take care of yourself. Okay? I always appreciate if people want to help me out, but take care of yourself first. First and foremost. You. Not me. You. Okay. I'll be text. Hi, how are you? I'm sick. Other than that, I'm doing very well. Thank you. How are you? You doing okay? It's probably going to be a couple minutes till I get to your response. Because I'm way behind. Mark W. Half of your audience doesn't speak English yet. The entire galaxy does a language and doesn't appear until 50,000 years after the gold. Yeah. We're not getting into the whole everyone in the galaxy speak English thing. On the last live stream or 2 live streams ago, I actually did talk to or answer that question. So you can go sift through there and get the response. But anyway, the donkey knows more than you. Yeah. Anyway, at the Stargate Guy, Stargate Universe, not the TV series, continued. What would have happened? You should do a video on the series. Oh, yeah, we already talked about that. English is your 3rd language? Holy cow, dude! Like, damn. Yo hablo español MacGyver English. Anyway. This is fun. I like this. Whoa, we jumped down again. Whoa.
I think it just updates.
That jumped out a lot.
It updates and then...
Yeah, that would explain it. Yeah. Chicken or the eggs? Eggs for breakfast, chicken for dinner. Love it. I like that answer. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna start using that answer anytime anybody asks me which came first, the chicken or the eggs. Eggs for breakfast, chicken for dinner. I love it. I like it. Let's see here. Eddie Estevez. Oh, hey, you were like one of the first commenters on today's video, so awesome. Thank you. A professor recommended Stargate to me, and I could not stop watching. You remind me see much of him. Oh, cool. I like professors that recommend sci-fi shows. I had one myself. It was awesome. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm glad you like the channel. Big Preston, hey Stargate Guy, love the channel. Do you think SGC could ever have incorporated a jumper's cloak into other Earth ships since they couldn't figure out how Merlin / Jackson made the cloak? I think eventually, maybe, with enough people or eggheads from Area 51, they might be able to figure out how the jumper cloak worked. I don't know if they could just rip it out of the jumper and stick it on the Daedalus and have it work. There's probably a limited field there, so I don't think it would cover all of the Daedalus. If they just ripped it out, they would have to figure out how it's made and then make a bigger one for the Daedalus or the General Hammond or big ships like that. Yeah. Ambria Straw, question for Mrs. Gate.
Okay.
If Taylor would change body for one day, Teal'c or O'Neill?
Teal'c.
Teal'c? What? Why Teal'c?
Because Teal'c's cool. I like Teal'c. O'Neill's funny. I enjoy the comedy, but Teal'c is a better looking guy, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right.
I want to get to the Detective Teal'c episode, but it's so far away.
Yeah, that's episode 200. There you go. If, she had her choice for me to change bodies, it would be Teal'c for one day. See, this is what happens when you hang it on the couch behind me.
Yep.
I
don't mind. It's fun.
Let's see here. How far do you think 2 Stargates would have to be apart for them to work without interfering? A planet and a moon is my guess. Dustin Beer, $2. Wow, dude, Dustin. Awesome. Thank you. Dustin Beer, $2. I am starting to donate war. Out-donate me. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hepatitis Rocks. Leo S. Comes come to Lesvos, Greece, for your honeymoon. It's where I'm from, but live in England. Can't wait to get back this year in September. Well, awesome. Well, it is on our list to go check out Greece. However, we just purchased our plane tickets and we're heading to Hawaii for our honeymoon. But thank you very much. Dancing Bear, hey Stargate Guy, huge fan of your channel. Hope you're well. Hey, thanks. I'm glad you like the channel, and I'm sick, but I appreciate your well wishes. And Miranda Tyler, $3. Thank you very much. I'm out donating Justin. Bet you won't outbid me. Well, thanks. Thanks, Miranda. I appreciate it. And Baba Jaga 2. Dude, you're awesome. Thank you. He's a big Kofi supporter as well. So thank you. Baba Jaga 2, which alien race would make the best alcoholic drink? Which alien race would make the best alcoholic drink? I would have to say the Travelers in the Pegasus Galaxy. The Travelers are the human race that is all completely in ships. And they, are nomads. They're space nomads throughout the Pegasus Galaxy. The reason why I think they make the best alcoholic drink is because if your entire life pretty much is stuck on a spaceship, you're going to want to get as drunk as possible to forget that you live there. Okay? That's my personal opinion. Well, and there's a basis to this in reality, right? Because there's a higher percentage, I don't want to say most people, there's a higher percentage of people who have really crappy home life, really bad neighborhood, bad situations, and increase in alcohol intake and or drug intake. So I'm betting that the Travelers living in, crappy ships that are falling apart, that they would want to get as drunk as possible on the weekends. So...
Have I met the Travelers yet? I don't think
no, we haven't gotten to Stargate Atlantis
yet.
yet.
By the sound of their name, though, they travel around, so maybe they have lots of experience with different types of drinks, so they really know how to mix a good one.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, with going to all the different planets for trade, then they would have exposure to all the different types of alcohol. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good thought. See, and she didn't even watch the show yet. Yeah. Good thought. Dancing Bear, just one question. There seems to be a canon logistical error between film and series in the Stargate movie. The Stargate took them to another side of the known universe. However, in the show, this is different. Yeah, so for continuity's sake, I think that the SGC, when they first opened up the gate to Abydos, they had their tracking off, and they didn't know, or they didn't realize that Abydos was the closest planet to them, that it was the other side of the universe. I think that it was just, bad intel, bad technology, and a misguided idea. Because, people are wrong about things. So, that's my thought. So, let's see here. Leo Asgold are refined and love luxury. So, okay, think they wouldn't make amazing wine. I prefer soft drinks, though. So, the Goa'uld, they like luxury, so they would make good wine. Yeah. Fantastic. It's the Stargate dog. Hey,
It's the Stargate dog.
It's the Stargate dog.
I told Taylor that we need to get him a little costume. That'd be so cute.
See, I don't know about dogs in costumes, though.
I think it'd be so cute. At least that. I mean, I get the little, booties and the jackets and stuff. That's weird. But a costume for just screen time.
Yeah, screen time, conventions, if he ever goes to a convention.
That would not be a good idea.
No. Yeah, maybe if we get some cardboard, we can turn him into a little Malp. Like they send through the gate. That they send through the gate.
Yeah.
That they send through the gate, the little probe thing with a little camera on it. Yeah.
Like imagining this little thing.
Yeah, like a little crane arm thing on top of him. Yeah. Oh, that'd be funny.
Moose says hi.
Hi, Moose. Yes, hi. Okay. We had a silent moment there for a second. Nathan Norman at the Stargate Guy. What would you change about the Goa'uld if you had the opportunity? I would have different types of staff weapon blasts for different Goa'uld, even if it was only color. The only thing that I would really change about the Goa'uld is it's a very good question. I never thought about that. The only thing that I would really change about the Goa'uld is clarification as to how many Goa'uld queens there are. How rare are Goa'uld queens? What kind of, like, is it like once every 1,000 years or something there's a Goa'uld queen? Like, there's a whole lot of ambiguity with that and with the whole Goa'uld reproduction thing. So that's one thing I like to change. I want some clarity on that, damn it. Yeah. Her human body was an Edgar suit, like Men in Black. No, I don't think that would have fit. And the whole Edgar suit in Men in Black didn't really fit either. So. Zoom. At the Stargate Guy. LOL, are you having a Stargate-themed wedding with your ring a mini Stargate and the priest is a Jaffa and your vows are until Ascension do us part with you in your SG-1 uniform? You want to answer that one?
Well, we are going to have the Earth symbol on our altar. We decided
on our altar?
On our
archway.
Archway, yes. Yeah. Not altar. We decided on that. And we are going with like a circular kind of look to the arch. Mm-hmm. Because I like that. But sadly, no. You got a Celtic ring.
Yeah, I got a Celtic ring.
To match mine. Claudia. And what else was it? Oh, your suit.
Can I wear my BDUs at our wedding?
I'd rather you wore a tux. But I suppose, if you really wanted to, you could.
Hey, it's on camera. I can wear my BDUs at our wedding.
If you really wanted to. We are trying to incorporate geeky. So we're going to have like...
That is one definite way to incorporate geeky. Yeah.
I mean, we're just trying to reference like Harry Potter and James Bond for me, which I don't know how you incorporate that.
Oh, we can bring sidearms.
Either a gun or a naked woman.
Oh, we could do both.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
There we go.
No.
I can wear my BDUs at our wedding. You just heard it. You heard it here first, folks.
It was more like if you really wanted to. I would not say no if you like hell-bent on it.
Yeah, and then you'll get on my case about it for the next 50 years.
No, I just like the idea of like a tux with a green tie.
I know. It's okay.
Not cute, but handsome.
Fun stuff. See, other people think that sounds awesome. Yeah, we could have a totally Stargate themed wedding. See, they come. They show up to the wedding.
Well, I like the geeky part better. And, incorporating all the things we geek out about.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, that is fun. I'm going to see if I can get some Stargate stuff on the cake, though.
Yes. We do want to have a cake that has some Stargate and some Harry Potter and... What else were we talking about? Star Wars.
Star Wars stuff on it, yeah.
You want the Death Star?
Oh, maybe, yeah. I don't know. We need to, talk to the cake person and see how much it's going to cost us. Let's see here. Takeru Davis, would there be canonical reason for the Abydos Gate to have different symbols while other gates have same symbols for constellations? So the way that I understand it is that all the gates have the same symbol apart from one, the point of origin. And that when, if we're referring to the movie, why it had different symbols on it, it's because production reasons, and they didn't know a series was going to be coming. I don't know. J.R. Hanley, you two are a hoot. Hey, we're owls.
Hoot hoot.
Hoot hoot. Hoot hoot. What? What?
Don't do that. Moose is freaking out. He's like, what's going on?
Oh, sorry, Moose. Then we're going to have a barking dog here. Joel Nuno, hey, Stargate Guy, do you think Jason Momoa would actually come back as Ronan for a TV show? Or do you think they would have made a movie for him to star in? I I don't know. It would depend on if he was shooting anything else. If he would come back as Ronin, I think that if he were to come back as Ronin for a TV show, it would cost MGM a lot of money, particularly after Aquaman now. Now that he's like Aquaman.
Yeah, it sounded like he said Aquaman.
Well, you know, I have a stuffy nose. I'm sick. I'm sick. Go easy on me. I'm sick.
I like teasing you.
I know. I like teasing you right back. So yeah, it would have to cost MGM a lot of money. Let's see here. I'm gonna skip down a little bit here. What if your wedding was like the fake one in the episode 200 with the priest being
being what?
Never mind. We're not. No. How about a gate cake? See, I asked her about a gate cake.
A gate cake?
A gate cake.
Well, you asked
a
about
Stargate
a groom's cake.
Yeah.
Was the groomsman?
Well, that's easier to do, a gate cake, if it's
cool
a separate.
With a gate
like,
cake.
Yeah,
I didn't say I wasn't cool with that. I thought it
really?
was weird that there's a groomsman cake or groom's cake, like, because a wedding cake is your cake together as a couple.
Yeah.
And then the groom just gets his own cake. Like, why doesn't the bride get her own cake too?
Well, the bride's cake is like the giant one with like 3 tiers and everything.
Well, but that's like yours together. That's
I-
your wedding cake.
I think that got started when basically people realized that women were doing all the planning for weddings, and they just threw the guy a bone. They said, "Hey, you can have your own cake. Make it whatever you want."
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, we can have like a separate cake.
What about like the top layer of the cake being a Stargate?
That'd be kind of interesting.
Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
Could it be white?
Sure.
I'm kind of open to that idea. We can talk to that lady if she responds to her email.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I like
Okay. As you can tell, we totally have the whole wedding thing down pat. Like we know what we're doing. Trekker Press. Hey Gary, what's up, man?
Hello.
Gary over at Trekker Press. If you like Star Trek, go check out Trekker Press. Gary's awesome. Go check out Gary. Oh hey, I'm getting caught up. Miranda Tyler. To be fair, I told Dustin that we wouldn't have a themed wedding either. Guess who won that argument?
Well, and that's why I like the geeky rather than a Stargate theme. Because I don't really want a themed wedding per se. I just want the wedding to be like a good picture of who we are.
Yeah.
You know, we like all sorts of things.
I agree. Yeah. Agreed. All right. Let's see here. How long have we been doing this anyway?
A while.
A while? How long have I been on the air?
I don't know. It's 12.
Oh, okay. 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 52 seconds. Wow. Okay. I need more Dayquil. Let's see here. Yeah, so Jackson, he then, shouldn't the symbols on every Stargate actually be different? The constellations would look different depending on your position in the galaxy. Yeah, so that's a big inconsistent thing altogether throughout the Stargate franchise. Is that, Daniel Jackson, he saw the Orion constellation and he kind of mashed it up and be like, oh, hey, yes, it's like a location to a place in space, right? But the thing is that, so the whole gate system seemed to be derived from Earth. Because Destiny got sent out millions of years ago, and it can only be unlocked with the Earth Stargate code, as with Earth being the point of origin. That's a whole nother thing. So I'm assuming that, it would be really complicated if you were at every single Stargate that you go to. It has a completely different set of coordinates for everywhere else. Like it's not consistent, and there's just too many. There's just too much going on. Like it's too hard to keep straight. So I could see how like they started with the Earth Stargate, and they kind of got these shapes and everything, and then they kind of mass produced it, that kind of thing. But I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking, and I'm probably not explaining this very well. I'm not explaining this. I'm sick. Leave me alone. Trekker Prize Stargate cupcakes, and that problem solved. Stargate cupcakes.
That'd be cute.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, and Ken sent us the idea for Stargate cookies, where you have the SG-1 team in cookie form. You remember?
Oh yeah, I
remember I showed you that?
Yeah. That is cute.
So that could work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're just planning our wedding on a live stream here. I hope you guys don't mind. Let's see here. Big Preston, do Milky Way and Pegasus gates have the same symbols in their galaxies? No. Different gate system. Leo, see, that was easy to answer. Leo S. Do some footage of your wedding. Can't wait to see it. Don't you just love love?
I love love.
I love love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Fred Gilliam, no different star patterns for each galaxy. Albie Tex, do you think we'll make a new Stargate? I can't talk about it. In my personal opinion, I think it's kind of inevitable as long as there's a market for it. MGM and making and studios are a business. So if they see that there is a market for a product, then they will make a product to fit that market to get money. That's kind of how it works. There you go. That's my 2 bits. How can a queen's body fit into a human body? I'm not going there. I'm not well enough for that question. Wayne, who's more attractive, Dr. Keller or Taylor?
I haven't met Taylor yet, but Dr. Keller is a very pretty woman.
Yeah. I don't know. It kind of depends on what you're into. I don't know. They're both kind of cute. No offense.
I don't care.
You're asking me dangerous questions. She's right here.
Well, I got asked the Teal O'Neill question. So
Oh yeah. True. Robert, holy cow! Thanks for butting in on this. Robert, thank you very much. $20 super chat. Happy pre-wedding. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'd go with Taylor. But thanks, Robert. Awesome. Thank you.
I'm gonna Google what she looks like.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta compare myself here.
Taylor Amagan, Stargate SG-1 or Stargate Atlantis. We have to wait for Google now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Kind of a Latina look.
Yeah.
She is very pretty.
Okay. All right. There we go.
My vote's still with Dr. Keller.
Okay. You can have that. That's fine. Yeah. Dangerous questions, man. Dangerous questions. Nathan Norman, a Stargate Guy, would have blah blah blah. They would have to have astrologists map the stars that the planet could see, like Earth can have the Earth emblem as the final one for a destination. Yeah. 50 Miranda Tyler. Where am I?
Pull yourself together, man.
I'm sick. Leave me alone. I'm sick and I'm having fun. Shifty. Miranda Tyler, I guess I meant in terms of pay. The status demands a certain amount when the union get mad if he takes lower offers. What? Okay, apparently you guys were having a conversation. I caught the tail end of that. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, I don't know. Pegasus Moonshine sounds like something it should work on. Yeah. Yeah, the Janai had a crazy freaking moonshine. Let's see here. Let's see here. Talk about the Queen's body. J.R. Hadley at the Stargate Guy. What do you think of the graphic novels and novels in this universe? I think they're good stories. I haven't read or looked through too many of them. But they seem like they're good stories. I don't consider them canon. They're more of an apocrypha than a canon. But yeah, they're good stories. I mean, they're worth checking out, definitely. Vagatron 5000. So I started watching... Oh, well, you disappeared. So I started watching SG-1 when I was like 7 or 8. I have watched every episode of Stargate that has been released so far, and I am so excited for more. Awesome! Well, then you came to a good spot. Because there's a whole bunch of us here on the channel, so it's awesome. Let's see here. He keeps jumping around. Joel Nuno, do you know what happened to it, Ford? Did he die? Another plot left unanswered. If it was answered, I guess I missed it. Yeah, so the whole Lieutenant Ford and Stargate Atlantis was not really answered in the end. I mean, it's kind of a is he dead, is he alive kind of thing. I don't know. I kind of like to think that he was still alive and kicking. But I think that if he was, then he would have made himself known to the Atlantis team. Or, he would have been fighting Michael, near the end there. And he, I think we would have heard about him if he started to form another team and go back at it with the Wraith. But, I mean, it is a big galaxy. It didn't really work out the first time when he tried to contact us. So, I don't know. See, there's a roundabout way of me saying I don't know. I'm sick. Leave me alone. Oh, Shifty. Oh, they were talking about Jason coming back. Okay. Oh, you see, there are people that think Keller is prettier. So
yeah,
you're not alone.
Team Keller.
Yeah, Wayne as well. Keller, yeah. All right, I need to wrap this up here. I'm starting to fade off quick. Nathan Norman at the Stargate Guy hey, you're disappearing. Nathan Norman at the Stargate Guy. Did you want them to go in depth on what a pantheon is for the Goa'uld? Is it a political thing for them, or is it just humans grouping them together by accident? There seems to be a little bit of both with the whole pantheon thing. I don't know. I think it is that because we are talking about Goa'uld impersonating ancient gods and goddesses here, and so with humans, we love telling stories. That's kind of our thing. We tell stories to each other, and we try to group things together. Taxonomy is what it's referred to, in order to categorize things and have them make sense. So it does kind of make sense that that humans would just group people together as pantheons, or group the Goa'uld gods together as pantheons. In order for taxonomy's sake, to try to make sense of it all, of this, alien invasion and like taking people over kind of thing. So yeah, that does make more sense now that I'm talking about it out loud off the top of my head. That humans would just group these Goa'uld together. But then again, in Children of the Gods, as well as later on, we have them saying, "Oh, this is my son. This is my, this is my son, Chlorel." But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I think we're gonna call it there because this could go on for hours talking about Stargate. And don't get me wrong, I love it. I love talking about Stargate with you guys. But I think we're going to call it. So, guys, thank you very much for checking out with this live stream and talking about is Raw and Asgard. Oh, wow, that's how I was framed? Really? Oh, okay. Anyway, thanks for coming to this live stream and talking with me about how Raw was in Asgard. Thanks for, Sarah back there and Moose. What's up? We had a really good time with you guys. Feel free to check out the rest of the channel. There's some awesome stuff coming up in the future. There's going to be a Superfan panel update coming along somewhere, as well as some more on-location videos, some theories, racial profiles, that kind of thing. And if you want to help the channel keep going long run, go to Ko-fi.com/thestargateguy. Link in the description box down below. And you'll also get access to a special live stream just for the Ko-fi people. And until next time, I'll see you on the other side.